Um, I do think they just might choose him as an offlaner. It really depends on the hero that Adroit pick. Now, if there's like a Queen of Pain mid lane, the odds of Batrider going mid is going to be very unlikely, right? And Adroit are thinking exactly the way you're thinking right now. They're thinking like, oh, this bat could be mid because we picked PL, and if it's mid, like we need to make sure this mid laner will not get absolutely destroyed. Like they don't want to pick a Viper, like Adroit, or they don't want to pick like some slow moving hero that can get punished by the sticky napalms too much.
Yeah.
But heroes like Storm and Queen of Pain can deal with Batrider quite well, and those are the ones that they might want to look to pick on the side of Adroit. I think Invoker is probably not going to be a good pick in this game, at least. He's very slow in the early game, and Batrider is a very good laner against him.
Okay. Yeah, I don't expect to see many Invokers after last game, to be fair. Like, I don't think that's going to be a thing.
Yeah. And also the Tiny as well. Like, they can't even put the Tiny mid either anymore. Because he can die to the Batrider quite easily. So this Tiny has to be delegated to the position 4 role in this game. I mean, one of the reasons why Tiny has been popular in the first phase is because he can go position 2 or position 4, right? You go middle or as a support. But when you see the Batrider like this, it's really hard to do that. Chen pick, okay. I kind of like this hero against Clock. You got a bunch of summons, and you can also carry around that magic resistance creep, which can amplify your team against a Batrider and the Clockwork too. So this Clock, like if he clogs someone, he's not going to do a whole lot of damage because there's going to be Chen creep surrounding. There's also that heal factor, which is going to be great.
Also, if he does hookshot the Chen and cog him out, then can't Chen just TP his summons on top of himself? So he's not really going to take much damage from battery cell anyway, or does that not work?
I think he's just... it takes a while, right, for the Chen to summon his creeps. He's just going to kill the cogs and bring the summons in. That's all you do.
Easy peasy. Fair enough. And now the Void Spirit comes out for 496 as the next hero. As you can tell, by the way, I don't play Chen. I don't like Chen, and I never see Chen because I'm under 6k and therefore Chen doesn't exist according to people in our brackets. Some dude will play him like mid every once in a week and buy Dagon and feed, and you just like, oh, okay, there's my Chen game done for the next fortnight. See you again soon, buddy. But the Void Spirit going to be picked up for 496, and now the Rubik comes out from Adroit. But yeah, I mean, this Void Spirit pick looked scary last game. I mean, yeah, Yazi laid the smackdown on this dude. The support duo is weird, but it seems to work, and they just go straight back in for the Necro again. Why not?
So these are the flex heroes, right? The Necro and the Batrider. They can be played middle, they can be played off lane. So really depending on what the Adroit's final hero pickup is, and there are 5 heroes in total, like they're going to figure out like where they're going to put this. And the Necro is actually a very good hero against Phantom Lancer. He's got that Death Pulse, which can do damage to all the illusions. You got the Heartstopper, same thing. And you can also build up into a Radiance if you need to. And Pio hates fighting into these Aura guys, right? Like if this Necro has like a Guardian Greaves Radiance or something, what is he going to do as a Phantom Lancer? It's going to be impossible to actually take engagements.
Yeah, you don't have much in the tank, that's for sure. You do not have much in the tank, so... Necrophos definitely feeling like a really good pick this game. In fact, a better Necrophos game than last game, I would have said. And, I mean, at least you got the Tiny, though. That's the one thing. Like, you've got the Tiny to burst him down if he does pop that Ghost Shroud, so it kind of puts a threat on the board to stop him being able to easily just Ghost Shroud and heal up, because, it's something which will just punish him for doing that.
Solid ban from 496, the Queen of Pain, because that would have been a really good hero to lane against all of the potential cores on the side of 496.
Yeah, that's... Batrider and Necro counter for sure. And they'll get rid of the AA as well, just to make sure there's no Necrophos being countered.
Yeah, I mean, like, it could have been a Rubik mid, I guess, and then they could have picked, like, A support with Tiny offlane. I don't know. It would have been awkward, but they really want to make sure that Necro doesn't have, like, a terrible game having to play against, like, an Apparition or something.
Or could the Tiny not go mid? No.
I mean, it could be a Tiny mid, or it could be a Tiny side lane, too, right?
Yeah,
I think if Tiny mid, the Necro will go side lane. They were just gonna put the Batrider middle.
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, the slug kind of makes it all make sense, doesn't it? That's why the AA gets banned out, because they don't want that slug being completely counted out by one pick. And it all comes together for 496, and they've got a pretty tasty looking draft this game. I mean, I'd certainly want this on my dinner plate. Let's see what Adroit can pull out to bring theirs together here, because I have a feeling they're missing a lot. They're missing catch, they're missing lockdown. You know, all they've got is Tiny right now, with the blink toss back, which isn't super reliable. I just want something they can kind of just plonk in the middle of a fight and go, yes. This is our hero. This is our initiation. This is our lockdown. This hero is going to do stuff whilst the PL farms and gets stuff.
Man, I don't know.
I don't know what feels that role either.
This is really tough for Adroit here.
I think they need to get fruity.
Doesn't matter what lane the Tiny goes to. He's playing in a bad matchup.
Yeah. And like, it's not like you can grab Ember or Storm or anything like that, because there's a Slark in the game with his leash mechanic, which is super annoying.
I really think the best hero for Adroit right here is actually a Pugna, because the Pugna will counter the Necro, right?
Counter Slark.
Against Batrider or whatever. It's pretty decent against Slark too, right? You got that blast that can go through his ultimate. And then now you have a pairing with your Rubik and your Tiny, because both of these heroes do magic burst damage, which is amazing for the Pugna, because now he can just set up with the Decrepify. Rubik can just lift Fade Bolt. You got the Blast, you got the Drain. That's pretty much any hero on the side of 496 getting killed off. And that could buy enough time for the Phantom Lancer to farm up in this game. But I'm not sure they're thinking that way. Like, they might not even be considering Pugna at all. But it's a very classic counter to Necrophos.
Yeah.
Right? And it pairs well with the Rubik and the Tiny in this game. If I'm the captain here, I'm definitely be like, yo, guys.
No engagement. They do go for the Storm in the end. They go for the Nomad pick, which is never a good idea, but there we go. Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, this leash mechanic is going to be a problem for the Storm Spirit this game, and it's not like they don't have lockdown. They've got themselves the Remnant, they've got themselves a Lasso, Cogs can be annoying, Hookshot can be annoying, Reaper's Scythe is here as well, so, you know, it's pretty high commitment spells, and not the easiest to land on the Storm Spirit, but there is the possibility of bringing him down. They can also itemize for it as well. I was about to make the point that I'd really like to see them put the Void Spirit in the middle lane. He doesn't lane fantastically versus Storm, but what he can do is build an Ags. Storm cannot play into Void Spirit Ags without BKB. It is just nightmarish. That AoE silence is so hard.
Right. I don't think it's a very good lane though for the Void Spirit, because like Storm can
you're absolutely right.
farm there and just slap him, and then all of a sudden, if a super farm Storm Spirit is just gonna run around and hunt the Void Spirit, the Batrider, all like the entire game, right? Yeah. Especially the Batrider. The Batrider support will be food. So in this game, what the 496 are gonna do is they're gonna put the Batrider mid, and he has the potential to kill the Storm. The Storm also has the potential to kill the Batrider. It can go both ways, but mostly I feel like it's Batrider favorite if the Batrider is not like playing dumb, you know?
Yeah,
because
that's kind of one of those stipulations you can add to any analysis ever, though, right? Like, you know, this is what will happen, provided no one's an absolute idiot, you know? They might just all kind of mash their face into the keyboard, and then we don't know what's going to happen, but...
I mean, I just want to say, Batrider is one of those heroes where people do play, like, dumb sometimes, because they overestimate the ability, right? And then they just, like, run in and feed, and you're like, what the hell are you doing, sir? But it's just a little bit of overestimation. I just feel like in this game, the Storm and Pio need to farm way too much. There's too much net worth that needs to be accumulated on the side of Adroit to be able to battle up against 496. Either that, or they need to win things really hard. Like this Tiny Rubik has to win against this Slark really hard.
Yeah.
And then like starts falling Tiny, so he needs to make the space because he's a space maker in this game.
Agreed. But you know,
my God.
Ooh, again, 496, they just love this 5-man Zerg rush at the start of the game, but once again, it doesn't look like they're going to find anything. Adroit very prepared for this one. They've done their homework. They know who they're playing against, and they are not going to get caught out so easily. But, you know, see, we're kind of like the parents who have been ignoring our children, you know? We have not been giving them the attention they deserve, so I want to hear from you guys, Twitch chat. Who do you think is going to take this second game, sorry? Do you think Adroit can make the comeback, or do you think this is 496 all over? Do you think it's going to be the clean 2-0? Press 1 if you think it's going to be Adroit. Press 2 if you think it's going to be 496, or you can just type it out. It's not exactly a long word, Adroit, is it? And the other one's just a bunch of numbers. So, yeah, you know what? Don't be lazy. Don't press 1 or 2. Type out the name.
Oh,
Tell us who you think is going to win.
I know who won game 1, if that's what you were actually asking earlier. I can tell you who won game 1.
Yeah, you can. What?
Yeah.
I know who won in game 1 as well.
Oh my god, they got the...
Wait, what?
They got the Oxford Bombi. Dude, there's so many wins going on the side of 496 here. Dude, they got 4 bounty runes.
Oh, it's over. It's over. This is a huge net worth deficit already. What are we on? Oh my god, Dota Plus bounties. Is even like Dota Plus gives them the extra 2% for the starting. Wow.
And they got the ward, dude.
What's this net worth? A 750 net worth advantage already. I mean, 0 minute 700 net worth advantage. How do you play against this?
It's very hard, especially for the Storm, because he needs every piece of gold that he can get. It's a good thing he started with the Magic Wand level 1, right? It's against Batrider.
Yep.
So it's very efficient, but like that advantage will go down the drain because they didn't actually get any bounty runes. And all of a sudden, I think Storm could be in a lot of trouble here. He's actually level 2 already. Okay, Mac got level 2 now. Okay. And it's got 10 charges.
Yeah, he's chilling.
I mean, he can get like 3 or 4 stickied up here and get dove. There's a lot more creeps on the side of the Batrider at the moment, at least. Okay, it's stabilized now. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, now these 1 charges start to stack up, and you've always got the Static Remnant just to deter the Batrider from going too ham. Meanwhile, up at the top lane, Bensoy and Boomy playing into Bommy and 458. Bommy and Boomy, the rivalry of a lifetime. 2 guys fighting for the right to be called the Bommy. Meanwhile, Rubik getting jumped on here. Beautiful. No. That comes in, but the toss away from Bensoy. It's going to free him. A lot used, though. Very low on this top lane, but they should be able to just salve themselves up and get back to business.
Oh, yeah. That should be A-okay for them. This Slark got an early Orb of Venom, so he doesn't have a lot of stats, but there is a lot of kill potential for 496 here on the top lane.
Yeah, hopefully they can pull it out of the bag and kind of keep on dodging Adroit here. I mean, that toss combo is nice, you know, just break in the leash with the toss. That's cute. It's a great way to kind of counter the Slark a bit. However, it does put you in a vulnerable position sometimes as well, so we'll see. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Dat-B is on the Necrophos with Mr. Yassi on the Void Spirit, playing into CML on the Chen, and Natsumi on the Phantom Lancer. So, I mean, this is kind of the key lane, I think, for Adroit. You know, there's PL, even though there's, like, it's not the freest of PL games, it's good enough. Like, if this PL gets farmed, he is going to do hella work.
It's just really hard for him to actually have a lot of kill potential onto a hero like Necrophos.
Yeah.
At least it's like, it's a range hero, and you're going to take so much damage just trying to harass this guy down. And he's got 2 Fairy Fires as well. It has to come down to CML getting like some super juicy creep. Oh, actually, CML.
Remnant comes down, but yeah, he's good. Yeah. He's just playing. Yeah.
See, this is the thing now, okay? As a caster, you got to realize the caster meta, okay? The game is changing. Everybody has Fairy Fires now, right?
Yeah.
So you have to like look. If they have a Fairy Fire, you know it's not going to be a close kill. You know, like somebody is going to get jebaited or they're going to live. Oh, top though, Boomy doesn't have a Fairy Fire.
Uh-oh. No, he's in trouble. Oh, never mind. The lift comes out, throwing back the Clockwork. Clockwork's going to be absolutely fine. And, sorry, the Rubik's going to be absolutely fine as well. He's got these brown boots as well. Really nice if you're laning into the Clockwork, just to make sure you buy these boots, just to, so you can outpace him and maybe get yourself away from the battery assault. Meanwhile, a bit of fighting going on for the runes here. Unfortunately, it's going to spawn top. That's going to be a haste rune, and Bommy will be able to defend it. But Mac could actually be in some trouble here. Hung Hung's trying to run him down here, and Mac just going for the TP out, but taking so much damage in the process. And he only makes his way back to tower as well. And he doesn't have a salve. And he doesn't have one out coming to him. Oh, sad things. Sad things.
It's going to come. It's going to come. I mean, he has enough time because... Oh, no, that's a haste.
Oh, yeah. What?
Oh boy.
Bommy coming in from behind the back of the tower as well, but misses with the cogs. Doesn't make a difference. It doesn't.
That is such a disaster for the Storm. He has no TP now. His lane's done. Oh no. Dude, that's like one of the most like I want to say lucky, but it was a blessing, that's for sure.
It was a blessing. Meanwhile, Bensoy looking over towards the clockwork here. If Boomy moves back, Bensoy could go for the toss back with this mango, but he's looking for the bounty rune first. Bommy still on the run here. Yeah. Alright, coming around the back here. Can they finish off Bommy? They certainly can, and Hung Hung will be left without a kill, but he's going to take some creeps anyways.
Yeah, he's just going to back off here. I mean, the Storm is making his way back. To be honest, the fact that the Batrider had to go there and try to help the clock, it actually gave enough time for the Storm to get back into the mid lane without, like, the Batrider pushing this lane in and, you know, being between the tier 1 and the tier 2 tower. That would have been really bad for Storm, right? If the Bat actually got between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower, killed the wave, and he knows the Storm needs to walk back into the lane, the Storm would not be able to get any XP after that. He would have to just go straight into the jungle. They're chasing him down right now.
They want to kill him before he gets his 6th. Lasso comes out. Bommy's on top of him as well. He's got the cogs. No way out of this for the Storm. All he can do is try and stand his ground, but that is just not going to happen. Down goes the... He's pinging up the cliff as well, being like, guys, there's no ward. They just killed your son. There's no excuse. And yes, he's found the +1 with CML. Yeah, this is a cheeky little +1 kill. Did have the Fairy Fire, but no surviving that one, I'm afraid.
This is so big for 496. I mean, these guys are playing so well.
Dude, they are just...
Especially Hung Hung, like, on his Batrider. And they know exactly the strength and timings in this early laning stage and how to, like, abuse it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrifying for Adroit to try and play into this. I mean, they've got their hands tied really for the foreseeable future because the Storm Spirit, he's not really going to be doing much, even though he's going to be able to maybe get his 6 here. I mean, I'm still scared for him to come back into this lane. It doesn't feel easy at all. Oh no, and they just they just sentryed up this cliff as well. Maybe Mac was actually looking for the ward here rather than like requesting the ward here rather than saying there is a ward there.
Right.
But he's got it now. No excuses anymore, sir.
Oh, check out bottom. The Pia has gone to the jungle. He knows the Necro's 6, too strong, and all of a sudden the Necro's behind the tier 1. Free kill. Oh, dude, this is looking super, super bad for Adroit. Like, we talked about how they need to win lanes, and they have very farm-heavy cores. Like, when you have farm-heavy cores like this, and it's a fighting meta in the mid-game, you need to win your lanes. You have to win your lanes.
They've crumbled. They have crumbled, they have fallen, and they are dying, but maybe they can get themselves a return kill up in the top lane as they go here already onto the clockwork. Bummy trying to run himself away. Mac is trying to run him down, but the cogs come down, but the toss is there, and Bensoy will be able to grab himself a kill, but Swan's like, you know what? I don't want my mana. I'm just going to smash my head into these cogs instead. But no, I mean, they get the kill into the clockwork. It's all good, and the Tiny gets himself something. Maybe he's going to be their hope. Maybe Tiny is going to be the one setting the pace and able to make some plays this game.
He's gotta. The thing is, like, players in this position, when they know their other lanes are losing, start to oftentimes do more than they actually can.
Yeah.
And they kind of fumble, right? So I hope Bensoy is going to be, you know, like very chill-minded. They're going to make a play
in
on
the middle lane. Yeah, they're trying to go for this one right now, but the payout, what
the? Oh, they got
bro. What? He had doppelganger the whole time. And he just
you know what it was?
What was it?
Yeah, it was just a sticky napalm. The fire is a level 4 sticky napalm, so it does a hell of a lot of damage, right?
Yeah, but he had double.
The lasso and firefly. I mean, he was lassoed.
Lassoed? Oh wow. Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
that's a pretty amazing play then from the Barra. Knowing. I don't know. He had a bit of time. Yeah, sure.
He was low HP when he jumped in. He should have sticked before he went in. That's what it was, you know? Like, if he wanted to live there. He just didn't expect that he was going to die that quickly.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. It did look like he just got thrown into an oven, which I guess he kind of did.
He did.
Flame grilled. Well, Hung Hung continues his dominance in this game as he gets himself more than worth it at that death in the middle lane. Mac just trying to desperately find farms somewhere on this map. The Slark, though, he's having a pretty... You know, he's the one who struggled most out of the cores on 496, but that doesn't mean he's having a bad game at all. He's still doing fine for a Slark.
Yeah, he's very fine. I think the situation with the Slark is he didn't buy any stat items, so he wasn't able to lane that well, and the Orb of Venom didn't really pay off in the sense that it netted him any kills. If he got like 1 kill, he would be actually very, very farmed in this top lane just by getting 1 single kill, because then that Orb of Venom would have 100% paid itself off, would have been very efficient. But now 458, you know, they took that bottom tower. He's able to jungle up.
Oh boy, Mac. Oh Oh boy, he's not dead yet actually, and he's going to get the zip away. They didn't do as much damage as they thought on 496, and Mac's able to get himself back. Meanwhile, Avatos coming in onto the Necro, throwing him back under the tier 4 towers. Legendary Vortex to follow up as well. Can they bring down Dappy? Dappy keeping himself alive, but he is still dead. Hung trying to come in, trying to go fishing, but can't find himself any catches. Oh, now he can. See, hello, Tiny. That's a nice little kill, and they will be able to bring him down.
I mean, good. They got the Necro kill, but then again, Adroit is like fighting behind their tower, so they're not able to get like too much farm while these things were happening. The PO did manage to take this tower down though top. This is a really good move on the side of Adroit to bring themselves back in. Yeah. The Chen didn't react to the pressure and like start helping his team. He actually made sure that he can apply his own pressure somewhere else. And this is what you got to do to get back in the game. You got to apply your own pressure somewhere.
Boomy, good buddy. He's been run down in the middle lane here, and the Slog's coming in from the side, and this is a dead Rubik. Bensoy coming in though. Avalos comes down, gets himself the return kill onto Yassi, making it worth it, and even trying to poke forward for a little more here, but he's already used his spells. He only has 2 of them, and they are on cooldown. So, yeah, chill out for the time being, but 496 definitely getting a little bit sloppy, I would say. They're giving away a couple of key kills here and there. Maybe diving forward a little bit too hard for things they don't really need. Is that Rubik kill really necessary? Is it going to open up for your middle tier 1 tower? No. It's not. You're probably just going to give away something you don't really need to give away.
I mean, you got to understand, 496, because they won their lanes, they actually have more experience than Adroit, right? Yeah. So Adroit getting these return kills is like you're farming bigger kills. Like you're farming bigger creeps. And look at the Storm. He's already level 9. He was having a terrible lane middle, right? And he was being hunted like a dog, and now he's almost the same. He's almost got the same XP as the Bat Rider. He is completely fine. He's gonna go top. He's gonna farm this huge wave here. He's gonna probably farm another wave too, and then he's pretty much caught up.
Yeah, unfortunately the scary Bat Rider comes in. He's like, well, we gotta get myself away.
Yeah, I mean the Bat has insane net worth though. Like his XP doesn't show it, but he's got insane net worth at this point in the game. He's got 5 kills, right? But I mean, other people were with him when he was getting those kills, so they soaked up some of that XP.
Yep, and it's still a Bat Rider at the end of the day. You know, he's not going to have the same scaling potential as the Storm Spirit. It's not like an investment when you get your net worth on the Bat Rider. He's going to try and take over the map, but 1 or 2 deaths, and you're probably going to see the Storm looking way scarier than him later on in the game. So Bat Rider just has to do as much as he can with the net worth he's got right now. But BKB is going to be a big deal as well, though, to be honest. It's a pretty sick BKB game for the Bat Rider. Basically means he can do what he wants.
Right, and this will make him less vulnerable to the Storm Spirit jumps whenever he's split pushing as well.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Nice cogs coming out, completely separating the fight here from Adroit, meaning they have to get themselves back. Although I say that, Mac comes into the side here. They're throwing some spells away at the clockwork. Not the easiest target to bring down, with the magic direct from Bensoy, they will be able to do so. Meanwhile, Dappy have just plonk himself on the front lines here, but in comes a Storm, charging himself forwards here. Who's the target though? Yessie and Dappy both going down equally here. As they run in from the side, now Slark engages, gets a leash out onto the Storm Spirit. Someone needs to help him, and Bensoy's going to be that guy. Coming on forwards here, looking for a target, and he's going to want himself up, so he jumps himself through. Has the Avalanche, gets it off, but now gets lassoed up, and he's going to get pulled down, but the Bat Rider's going to lose his life as well. Mac is doing so much work, and he's going to get himself an ultra kill from this fight. He's just getting all the last hits in this one. Mac brings them all down, and Mac is back. Bullet. Jesus.
Dude, 496, man. They messed up big time there. That was the one fight they took without the Bat Rider. That's their highest net worth hero. If you want to lead a clash, especially in the enemy jungle, you got to have your strongest hero there. Right? Yeah. The Bat Rider was like playing around with the PL top or something, then he TPs into a fight once it has already completely developed, runs in, tries to do something, lassos the wrong guy, Storm just zips in, does so much magic damage to him, kills him off, and all of a sudden, like, this game is completely equalized. And I think 496 have thrown away their entire lead at this point. And this mid tower is like still pretty healthy on the side of Adroit.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I do not disagree at all. I think this is 496's biggest mistake in the series yet. Last game was very clean, but yeah, I mean, well, we get to see Adroit play some Dota now. Let's see what they can do with this little advantage. But they've hit some key timings from this. I mean, they've got their Diffusal Blade finished on the Phantom Lancer, the Storm Spirit. He's making his way towards the Orchid. You know, not in the same timing from him, but he's back in the game with that Ultra Kill and then some.
I mean, it's not like 496 is super far behind or anything. I would say it's just like kind of in, right? At this point, like they got they're able to fight back and maybe even make their own aggressive moves now on the side of Adroit. Like they're actually running past the river.
Yep.
With the Tiny and the Rubik. Where for like the last 30 minutes of the game, they've kind of been just fighting behind their own towers.
Yeah, it's on the bat now, I think. You know, as I mentioned before, you know, this guy, he's got to stay ahead. He's got to keep the pressure up. The moment he starts to fall behind, this hero can stop really feeling like a mid laner and start feeling like a 3 position, which is not what you want from a Batrider. So he needs to get his BKB online, and he needs to keep up the pressure, otherwise he's not going to feel like a hero. So I don't know what he does though. Do you think he's going to keep farming up for his BKB, or do you reckon he's going to try and make movements with his team?
Nah, he's got to get his BKB first. It's so close to it, right? He needs about 600 or 700 gold. Once he finishes that, he can just go into the fight, lasso up the Storm or anyone. That's actually a big kill, and just be fine with it. There's no damage coming out from Adroit if there's a BKB on him.
True enough. Middle lane though, looks like they're pushing in for the middle tier 1 tower as
you can't kill that guy. He's got a hood, mech, and 20 stick charges. You really want to go on the Necrophos?
Yeah, and a mech as well. Yeah, that's pretty damn scary. The tower's still taking it. I mean, it wasn't like it was a failed push though. You know, they stuck around in the mid lane. They didn't bleed anything. They got a decent amount of damage on the tower. Like, I don't think they're super mad about that.
Oh no, it's not terrible. But when 496 now coming back with their BKBs, I think it's when. Well, he actually doesn't have the BKB yet, but they really want to commit to this because they have a haste rune on the Batrider, maybe. I mean, you can tell he's making a call. Like, guys, please just wait. Give me 30 seconds. Let me farm. Let me finish this 4,000 gold item.
Go on, haste back to your courier. That's the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they are being patient.
Yeah.
This next fight is going to be so scary for Adroit if they are not ready for this. I mean, they've got to avoid it, really. I don't think you defend this middle tower anymore. But at the same time, it's awkward because it's not like you can just ignore them. And now they come in, looking for the middle tower, trying to push him back here, and they're jumping onto the Tiny, immediately throwing the slug back here, but he's stuck inside that leash, so not many places to run to. Meanwhile, Mac on the sidelines looking for an engagement here. Bensoy being kept alive, and Mac will jump into the backlines, trying to find Bomi, who's fired onto this fight. Meanwhile, the lasso comes down as he drags the Rubik into the middle of everybody. The Rubik side comes down to Bensoy. Bensoy stays alive, but both Yassi and Datby get blown up on the backlines by Adroit and Natsumi. Meanwhile, the Batrider is trying to get himself away with that BKB, but now it runs out. The Storm is there. Big jump in from him as he gets on top of Hung Revenge for the laning stage, as Natsumi will run him down with that diffusal blade. Oh dearie me. The big turnaround fight from 496. It was meant to be. It was prophesized to be the scary fight for Adroit, but they don't care. They just fight through it. They just burn through the pain. I think, for me, I got a question using lasso on the Rubik. I mean, is that hero really doing that much?
I mean, he had a haste rune. He could have waited, let the fight develop, and see the big
is your oyster.
Right? Yeah, he could have waited for the Tiny or the Storm to show up and get one of those guys. It would have been insanely good. But then
BKB and use a Rubik.
Yeah, it didn't really make a lot of sense. I think 496, they're just like overly ambitious in those situations. You get the free tower, the opponent has already been pushed off. Like, just secure it. And then use the haste and find somebody more important, even a PL. If you can find that, that could be great too. But, you know, now they're really, really starting to give away their advantage in this game. 496 do understand that they're not too far behind, and if they let go of the pressure, I think Adroit are just going to farm their way to an advantage.
Yeah, yeah.
That.
I like that 496 are playing here. You know, that they know their draft, they know their Dota, and they know that they're just not going to sit back after a loss and let Adroit, as you say, farm their advantage. They're going to keep it up here. It is scary to do so when you've just taken a loss like this, but they know there's no breathing room for 496 this game. They have to keep it going. Fight through the pain.
Yeah, I mean, Natsumi, I feel like he's the one who's done a really good job this game and not getting caught. Oh, Necro. Are you sure, guys? He's got a hood and a mech.
Hard hero to kill as Bommy comes hook-shotting in onto his teammate here and looking for a target. Mac, he's actually got the Reaper side out onto him. Do they have the damage? They do. They get the kill. Big one coming in, and now Boomy in some trouble as well. Ruby's probably going to go down here, but Benso's actually coming into this one. Not too sure about this one. Really looking for the clock, and they will be able to bring down 2. As Bommy dies to Bensoy, and Yazzie dies to Natsumi, and now Natsumi chasing for more here on this PL, looking towards the Slark. They know he doesn't have that ultimate, so he's a very tasty morsel indeed. He feels like seafood for dinner. Meanwhile, the buyback comes in. in from Yassi. They really want to try and take this fight on 496, and they've got the Tiny dead to rights, it looks like, as he's being chopped down in the backlands. He is dead, and now a beautiful lasso. How do we find the right one? I don't even know, but I don't even care if they actually get off the doppelganger on Natsumi here. Can they get through him? The Juke's coming out here, but they are wise to it. They will turn around, and they will bring down the real PL, and that is an important kill for 496 as they bring themselves back into the game.
Dude, that all started because they jumped the Necrophos. This is what we've been talking about, right? Like, you gotta respect the fact that the man has a hood, a mech, and 20 stick charges. You really can't be jumping on this guy. They could have literally like tried to find anybody else on this map, and I think Adroit Neta killed. But you know, that resulted in the Storm dying and the PL dying. In this game, you know, this is what I love about C Dota, man. There's a freaking bloodbath. You don't know who's gonna win the fight. You don't know who's gonna come from what angle. You just gotta sit back and enjoy the show.
Net worth doesn't matter, you know, and they can't resist either. You know, if you dangle this Necrophos, he's the forbidden fruit, right? He's the pie that your grandma makes and says, "Don't you touch that pie." And then you go and you stick your finger in it, you give it a lick, and then your grandma finds out and just beats your ass, and you feel bad about it. But you know, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but it was not. And now 496, you know, they're going to be feeling good after that victory. And they can maybe look to keep on putting on this pressure. I mean, they'll definitely look to keep on putting on this pressure now. It's just waiting for the next timing. I'm wondering what that's going to be. Let's have a look.
This is literally the first time there's like a downtime in this game. And as I say that, they're all TPing bottom trying to chase the storms. It's like 21 minutes of non-stop action. Oh,
look at him go. Hung just runs in, pops a BKB, grabs himself a Rubik, and gets himself the cheeky little pick-off.
BKB is
yeah, a little bit hardcore on that initiation, you know. It's just a Rubik, but
he feels like he's gotta respect Adroit. Like if he jumps in without BKB, if he gets lifted and suddenly there's like a Storm and Tiny there, you don't see anybody else, right? On the side of Adroit. No. They were just playing on the triangle area with the Phantom Lancer and the Tiny and the Chen. So just making the respect BKB right there.
Yep. Oh, nice jump in from 458 here as he jumps onto the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit will silence him up though, and Storm can just jump himself away. Unfortunately, there was no backup for the Slark, so the Storm shall survive. Meanwhile though, Bensoy might not be so lucky as Bad Bib, and that Bib. Either way, Bensoy's dead is the point I'm trying to get across to you guys. But Natsumi, he's coming in for a bit of revenge here as the lift comes up on the Batrider. Centaur helping out massively as well as they'll just be able to drop the Batrider. Meanwhile, they'll look forward in towards the Necrophos as well. He's taken out of the equation. CML having some problems with the Clockwork on the sideline. Drops the Hand of God. Is going to go down, but what can they get for it? I mean, definitely Bombi looking like an easy target. Meanwhile, Yati being beaten down on the sidelines, but he gets the TP away. Natsumi won't find him. Meanwhile, Bombi, well, oh, okay. There comes the Fade Bolt. There comes the kill. And again, yeah, Boomy kills Bomby, claiming the BOMY title for himself for now.
And dude, they gotta calm down a little bit on the side of 496. You know your Batrider doesn't have lasso and BKB, and you're still committing to the fight. You know, like if you're playing with Batrider, you gotta understand his weakness. Oh, what the heck, Aghanim,
buddy! Oh my God, the slot comes in from on side. Yeah. I mean,
he did not expect that double pounced on. One pounce into the other, and then he couldn't jump out at all. This is a solid buy from 458 here.
Yeah, I love this. I absolutely love this.
It's also good against PL, right? Because he can't doppel
whilst leashed.
When he gets yeah. Very nice. And it's a really strong fighting build on the side of 458 here. It's not something you often see. SNY and Aghanims. Okay. Matt knows the Slark, man.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I think it might be BKB time afterwards. We'll see. I mean, Slark's one of those heroes where every single game you're like, can I get away with not building BKB? And the answer is almost always like, no, but I'm going to try and do it anyway. Or maybe you go Satanic instead.
Satanic, right? Yeah. It could be okay.
That just sounds like a good idea as well.
Oh, someone's getting jump bottom. Bombi, my man. What you doing there, buddy?
Yeah, Bombi the Bombardier in trouble. He's gonna get killed, but they're trying to get the return kill onto Mac up here at top. He's getting TP'd by the Chen though, and that's gonna get him out of trouble. Nicely done.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, I feel like 496 play really well. They're very aggressive, but they don't have the knowledge of like how to play with a Batrider on their team. You know, like laning stage was amazing, But after that, they gotta realize, like, if this hero doesn't have lasso up, you cannot be taking engagements with it. Like, you gotta understand every engagement you're gonna take is probably gonna be without him.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, like that. I feel like this is why they've been throwing a lot of these fights. That has a lot to do with playing around the Batrider and his timings.
Clark looking for a kill here. The double pounce over towards the Chen. Chen, though, surprisingly tanky here. Slark, well, he's going to take his attributes. Why not?
He's pretty farmed, actually, on this Chen. Surprisingly. Like, I thought he was having a bad game, but he's got a Philosopher's Stone. He's got drums and mech already. He's been doing pretty good at being able to find himself some net worth.
He's a big boy, relatively. Now jump in lasso comes out, and this time I think this Chen is very much going to get his turkeys roasted. Although I say that, Mac comes out. No, he's dead. He's definitely dead. But Mac comes in for the red, hands out onto the Slark. They'll grab him. A cheeky snipe from Mac. As now they look forward on towards the Necrophos. The clumsy neck coming out from the storm to try and hold him still. He's being left behind by his team. They want nothing to do with this one. But Ben Soy is chasing, looking for the +1, and the rest of the team deals with Dat B, and he is going to be Dat dead. Meanwhile,
huge loss for 496. Adroit, man, they're doing it now. They're picking up that
again, man. Like, they're going for these really high committals onto these 4 and 5 position heroes, and then they get punished for it almost instantly. It's like they don't expect Adroit to punch back, and every time they do, they just seem to get punished so heavily. It's you know, twice now that this has happened for the Batrider, where he's dropped the lasso onto a target, and yeah, under a tier 2, you know, they're not that far behind Adroit. In fact, they're in front. You can't do that to a team which is in front.
No, and I'm not so sure if this is actually a good play to do this Roshan. Okay, Storm is here finally. I was wondering where he was. I guess it's a little bit of magic damage. I don't know what that was either.
Yeah, the biggest bait where, I don't know. He's just mind gaming himself a little bit too hard here, Bobby.
Crazy fight now.
Oh god. Oh no. There's a clockwork going down. I mean, a crazy fight is one weird word for it. A terrible one.
Coming in.
Can they really do this? Can they really do this? Well, they're going to try. Benzo comes in from the side, going for the Avatar onto the Slark to start things off, but he's going to get himself the ultimate off and start chopping away at the Tiny, who might be the first casualty here. Does go down. So we're starting off on the right foot here for 496, but if things slow down, Adroit get themselves back. They want to defend this high ground instead of fighting inside that Roche pit, but that does mean that Roche could be an option now. So he comes out onto the Rubik. They're just going to leave him behind, though. Adroit do not want to fight this somehow. They're actually going to give up the Roche.
Told you, man, it was a bad Roshan. The Slark,
yeah, you're right.
Necro were reviving, and you got Clockwork Rockets flying at you. That was a really poor call. The Phantom Lancer just doesn't do damage to Roshan. Like, it really just doesn't.
It was the 10k baits from Bummy as he just throws in the hook shot, throws his body in, going, "Oh no, you've killed me, guys! This Roche is yours." In actuality, they knew it was in the bag all the time. No, I'm just kidding. He messed up. But it's all good. It's all good. They get the Roshan. 496, once again, playing this tempo, playing ahead. They know that these heroes can do more with the timings they've hit right now. And they want to just try and keep on putting the pressure onto Adroit and keep on trying to get themselves ahead. But Natsumi, he is the looming threat, currently at 15.5k net worth compared to the Slark's 13.8. So Natsumi is going to have this, looks like he's going for a heart next. It's big. He's very, very big. In fact, he's got the heart in like one last hit. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know about the heart, man. He should have went for Satanic. I think.
Yeah, agreed.
This item is just absolutely terrible item. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, heart does not feel amazing. It's not the same as it used to be, where you can juke yourself out of a fight and get all your health back, because it doesn't have that component to it anymore. Meanwhile, Chen, he's getting his truffles ruffled a little bit by the Slark, but he'll be okay.
Yeah, it's also the Satanic status of this is very nice against all the disables coming out from 496, especially the Slark with the pounce on him. And like, if he gets pounced up, you don't want that shit lasting forever on you.
No. Yeah, I think 4 staffs are kind of key across the board here. And they have one,
they got 1,
2. Yeah, 2's not bad. On Tiny as well.
For sure.
It's enough. Oh, Natsumi, he's just even running at the Slark right now. This Slark has an Aegis, and Natsumi don't care though. He's just throwing his life into the guy. still okay for the time being. Meanwhile, they'll drop the sidelines here, and it looks like the Void Spirit might be a little bit dead, but no, jump away, Astral Step, but he's still going to die. Meanwhile, Slark might be losing his first life here, but with the Reaper's Dive coming down, they will claim CML. Slark coming back for round 2. Meanwhile, Natsubi getting on top off the Necrophos right now. Meanwhile, Hung looking on top of Bensoy. Bensoy, he's probably going to get burnt down by the Batrider, but meanwhile, on the front lines of the fight, the Agachi comes down, stolen by Boomy, and used to kill off the Necrophos. How do you like that? Meanwhile, the Cogs come down, but Phantom Lancer able to jump himself off the side, but getting so low, and he is going to drop, and the Slark survives. No, he's not. He actually dies to Max somehow. A right click finds him. Storm Spirit, though, out of mana, out of health, surrounded by Dire Hero, beleaguered in all directions, and Mac, maybe he gets one more. No, he's going to die as well. It's a full 5-man wipe from 496. I mean, the balls deep play from the Phantom Lance just start brawling with a Slark with Aegis. I mean, the guy does die in the end, but at what cost, you got to ask.
Man, that was a fight under Adroit's vision too. They thought they were going to do really well. The reason why they started losing all the heroes is when the Chen died, right? The extra regen that the Chen provides, you know, the auras and stuff. Once that fell off, I feel like 496, they had all the damage they needed to be able to chew through these super tanky heroes on the side of Adroit. I feel like this Phantom Lancer needs to focus more on these supports.
Yeah.
Like, he can't keep going on the Necro and the Slark like this anymore. I understand burning the mana is good and all, but if you can get rid of this Clockwork and the Batrider in the fights, actually the Batrider has Shivas now, so he's a lot more difficult to deal with. But at least the Void Spirit and the Clockwork will be great. This is the second time in this game where Yassi bought out and he turned the tides of the fight.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's just so big.
But amazing steal from the Rubik, though. I mean, that Rubik really kind of did make things a little bit better for them with the Reaper's Scythe. I don't think they were getting the Necrophos anyway. He's so hard to kill, this Necrophos. You know, even when it looks like he's getting low, the Guardian's Greaves helps out so much versus a Phantom Lancer. Like, the extra bonuses from the Guardian Aura is insane.
He's also going for the Radiance now on the Necrophos. That's going to be an insanely big item against the Phantom Lancer. I don't know. I think 496, they're starting to hit their timings, especially once they finish this Radiance. Radiance, Shivas, there you have it. The way to deal with the PL.
Yep. You can itemize against this hero, and 496 doing exactly that. But are they ever committing onto the PL and maybe ignoring the Storm Spirit? You know, this could be the answer, but I will ask you that question again later. As Storm immediately jumps through onto the backline tip. They get Lasso out onto the Rubik. Rubik, can they take him down in time? No, they can. That's going to be the kill, but he's got the buyback and it's going to use it. Meanwhile, Mac backs himself away, but Slark is in deep. He's popping that BKB and he's actually found the real PL, but do they have the damage to actually follow through? Once the Reaper's Scythe comes down, they get him to 400 HP. Can they finish the job? They can. Yazzie finds it, and now they need to shift it into reverse. The Adroit need to get themselves away, but they are chasing on 496. They are hungry. They are horny, and they're going to find themselves a Storm Spirit on the backlines. Now they look for more. The Clockwork is looking, but I don't think... the chase is insane from these guys. I mean, they've got Astral, they've got Leaps, they've got everything they need to just chase down and find yet another +1 kill. CML is going to be the next hero on the hit list. 3 now dead, and there wasn't even a chance from Adroit here. I mean, they just got absolutely annihilated.
Dude, what was that? Like, this is a prime example of the Phantom Lancer with Heart being completely worthless in the fight.
Yeah.
If he had a Satanic there, he could just click the Satanic, fight the Slark, and the pounce also doesn't last that long, right? But what happened was he got double leeched by the Slark, Reapered up, and he just died without even being able to get a single right-click off in that clash.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was pretty surgical from 496 to keep them locked down for that long, but yeah, as you say, like a different item choice, and that would never happen.
Yeah,
I think...
But really well played by 496, though. Like, realizing they can actually kill the Phantom Lancer if they get him locked down, that was really impressive. Because there is a Chen behind this Phantom Lancer. You know, you get that extra Divine Favor health regen on your heart, you get the mech, you get the Hand of God, but they still decided to, like, commit to the PL and kill him off. And then everything else after that is super easy for 496, right? The PL is the only real threat.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean, the Storm can be, but they need a distraction, because this team can easily kill the Storm if they just turn around and murder him.
Yeah, and the Storm is actually quite far behind in this game, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a whole lot of, like, damage output at the moment.
In onto the Clockwork here. Mac trying to find the big boy. Dadbip coming in from the side, though, and he's got back Guardian's Greaves to help him out. And Bombi going for the TP out, and they don't actually have another lockdown for him. The Rubik was a little bit far away, but meanwhile, Bensoy gets picked off by the 3-man strike team in the bottom lane. Not a good trade. Not a trade at all, actually. That's just theft,
Oh,
really.
check the big item on the Necro now.
He got it? Oh, he's got it. That big old flaming sword coming out. Radiance is in, and Lasso is out onto Storm Spirit, and they've got the Reaper side. They're going to throw it down here just for the extra lockdown, and Mac is dead and pops a BKB, but gets absolutely nothing for it. Oh man, Adroit, they are just letting it all leak away right now, and talking of leaks, CML is going to be beaten on down in his high ground, and now, well, Tier 2's going to go their way, and I don't think they're stopping here somehow, Theban.
Nope. There's no buyback either on the side of Storm, so this high ground defense is going to look real grim. They do have a tier 2 tower up,
Hook
though,
shot,
on the top.
beautifully landed onto the Rubik. Again, I mean, the catch from this team, you've got a Slug with Ags, you've got a hook shot, you've got a Blink, Batrider, and you've got the Zip, Yules, Void Spirit. I mean, you're not safe. You are not safe. Stay in your fountain until your team have respawned Adroit, because if I'm you, that's what Benzo's doing, dude. Look at him. He's like, yeah.
That's a dieback, too. That's like, a dieback, man.
This is my safe zone.
Yeah, exactly. He can't do anything.
Oh, he left the safe zone. He's already dead. He doesn't even know it.
There's no vision of him, I guess, yet. And the Batrider doesn't have lasso, but if the lasso's up, he's going in for that.
If he sees him, yeah. Now, I'm memeing a little bit here, but...
Storm's alive and
being chipped away at. Yeah, I mean, if they do want to fight for these barracks, they're going to have to do it without their Rubik, and yeah, it looks like they've already lost the melee. They don't really care about defending the range racks, I think. They'll just be like, yeah, whatever. Take it if you want. We're out. Peace.
I mean, they're happy. They're very, very happy. Suddenly the game exploded in like the last, 3 minutes? It looked pretty even, back and forth, and all of a sudden, bam, 60k goldie now for 496.
Nosedive in this net worth. Not looking good at all. Bensai, run, my dude. But we have already talked about the catch they have. Once they see you, once they are locked on, you're forced into fighting here. They're going to try and go in deep, but unfortunately they've already lost their tiny. The hook shot lands onto the Storm Spirit. Beautifully done. Max going to get brought down as well. No buyback on the Storm. Just as Rubik comes back alive, he's like, all right, guys, I'm back. I'm ready to fight. How will we do? Oh, you're dead. Okay, well, looks like it's going to be a range barracks, and a Tiny's going to buy back into this one, but still no Storm. They've got the tier 2 though, so I don't really understand that buyback from the Tiny.
Let's just say there are some tilted players who have no idea what the next, move is in this game anymore. So he's just doing what he can. He sees a buyback button. He literally sees there's nothing else he can do, so he just clicked it. That's it. I've been in that position. I've seen
big
players
glowy button. I can't resist.
You see it all the time. It happens all the time in these kind of games. I mean, I just want to note, like, I keep harping on this, but this game only turns south the moment this Phantom Lancer bought a heart.
Yeah, agreed.
Just saying.
It was not the call, and now they've got the lasso. They find the real PL. I don't know how they do it. Their PL detectors are on high right now, but Natsumi looking like it's going to get run down to the backlines here. No chance to play around this. No chance to get out. He's just going to get straight up killed, and the Chen looking like it's going to get dropped like a rock, along with the actual rock, as the Tiny is dead, and this game is over. GGs get dropped, and game number 2 goes to 496, making it a pretty short series. Both games around the 36-minute mark, as 496 lay down the smackdown onto Adroit. I mean, it was convincing from start to finish. 496, they had a little bit of a drop in the middle, but they were never really too far behind.